what I thought today is, rather than doing any kind of stressful, or not stressful, but you know, like energetic physical movement, we're just going to take 5, maybe 10 minutes max to relax. So if you've got a pillow handy nearby, grab it. You don't necessarily need it if you're working on a mat, but I want something that's going to give you a little lift in the middle of the back when we lay down in a minute. So go and grab yourself a pillow if you need one. We're going to start with just a little bit of upper body work, just to relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, all of those kind of tension flash points. And then we're going to have just 5 minutes of breathing and laying down, and then you can carry on with the rest of your day. Okay, so we're going to start by finding a comfortable seat. So however that looks for you, whether it's cross-legged, whether you like to kneel, whether you're sitting in a chair, you know, wherever you are, make yourself comfortable. And then I want you to find just a little bit of length in the spine. So it's like a little space. So for me, again, an imagery that works sometimes is like somebody's just gently pulling a thread at the top of their head. Then I want you to notice where your shoulders are. Are they hunched up around your ears? Are your jaws really clenched? Let them slide down and away from the ears. Not jamming them all the way down, just gently letting them drift down the back. Hands can rest on the knees or in the laps. And then if it's comfortable, I want you just to close the eyes or soften the gaze down in front of you. And then you just simply take 3 deep breaths. So in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Each time that you exhale, let those shoulders drop a little bit further down. Breathing in and out. Notice how the breath feels. Notice if your mind is being dragged off in 100 different directions. And then know that all of those thoughts, all of those things that you have on your to-do list will still be there waiting in 5 minutes. Just need 5 minutes to collect yourself here. Next time that you breathe out, I want you very gently just to tuck the chin down to the chest. Again, keeping that space in the spine, shoulders down and back, and finding that length, that stretch up through the back of the neck. And then if it feels okay, we're just going to gently roll the head from side to side. So rolling the ear up towards the shoulder, drop it back into the center, and then out and around to the other side. So again, this will help you to identify any tension, any tightness that's maybe being held in the neck, in the shoulders, those places that we know hold on to effort. Keep again, just gently rolling from side to side. Head back towards the center, gently lift it back up into the middle. And then start to tilt the chin towards the ceiling, and those exhales really working to soften the body. You start to feel that stretch come down through the neck, over the front of the chest. Bringing the head back towards the center. Bringing that left ear, or whichever way if you're mirroring me, right ear to shoulder, either which way. And then if you want to add a little bit more, you can add, so it's the same hand. So for me, it's left ear to left shoulder, so it's the left hand comes over and rests just above the right ear. You can really feel that stretch coming down, and it's almost coming all the way down over the top of the shoulder into the top of the arm. Making sure the teeth are separated, face is nice and relaxed. Inhale, lift that head up. This left arm is going to come around behind your back, and then you're just going to open the chest out into that twist. So, right hand for me is staying on my knee. Nice little open. And then keeping the chest as it is. If you want to, you can walk that hand diagonally across. So again, for me, it's right hand comes across the left knee. Left hand comes up, little side bend, all the way through the ribs. And then turning the chest so that you tuck the chin down, little tuck in. And then bring it back up. So not complicated, perhaps the most complicated thing being that crossing of left and right. Same thing, opposite side. So again, for me, right ear, right shoulder. I'm never quite sure how it mirrors, so ear to shoulder anyway. The stretch feels like it could deepen just a little. You can add the weight, but obviously that additional weight of the hand and therefore the elbow sometimes feels like it's too much of a stretch. So make sure it feels comfortable. Make sure your teeth can stay separated, your jaws are relaxed, your breath is nice and deep and even. here. Lift the head back up. That hand then comes all the way around, either onto the hip or round to the back of the waist as you open it out into a twist. So lots of space in the chest. Just thinking about that upper body, trying to create space to breathe, and that's what it's all about, just giving yourself a little break. Hand can come diagonally across, and then there's a little side bend. And then crossing the arms, working right into the back of the body. Little wiggle. And then back up. Okay, that's as much stretching and movement as we're going to do today. So now, here are your choices, here are your options. If you've got a pillow, grab a pillow, lay it down on the floor. If you've not got a pillow but you're working on a mat, then I want you to roll the top of your mat, maybe about the top third of your mat up, depending on how much lift you'll see in a minute. And then we're going to come to lay down. If you haven't got a mat or a pillow, you can use a towel, a blanket, anything that you can roll up into kind of a sausage shape, just so that you can get yourself a little lift at the back of the shoulders. Again, if you haven't got anything to hand at all, don't worry, just come and lay down on your back. Still going to breathe with me, still going to feel good. So that pillow, that roll in the mat, you're looking to get it just underneath the shoulder blades. So for me, it always feels like I'm kind of hooking the shoulder blades on to that little ridge. Knees are going to stay bent, then the feet are going to come wide, knees are going to drop in towards one another. And then I like to take my arms up above my head. And so it encourages a little bit of length up through the chest, arms up above the head, a bit more space through the upper body. If it doesn't feel good, either take them out wide, or you can rest them down on the tummy or out of your side, wherever it feels most natural. So as I say, I quite like them up here because it's giving me that additional length, that additional space. And then what I want you to do is close the eyes again, take a nice big deep breath in through the nose. Feel that stretch through the front of the chest, and then as you exhale, let the body sink a little bit deeper. 2 more breaths like that, all the way in, all the way out. 1 more kind of intentionally, consciously deeper breath in and out. And then you're going to let your breath just settle into a natural rhythm. But I want you to keep observing it, keep watching it. So wherever it feels, again, most natural for you to observe it, whether it's the feeling of it coming in through the nose and the throat, whether it's that sensation of lift through the chest. I want you to feel the expansion, the stretch, the opening of the inhale, and then that softening, that kind of yielding and melting of the exhale. And so all of the effort that's held in December, all of the stresses and worries and, you know, the weight of extra expectation weighs heavily, literally on the shoulders usually. So taking a couple of minutes here to stretch the shoulders out the opposite way. To breathe deeply and to let the floor or your mat, or if you're in bed, let the bed take the strain and the effort. I want you to imagine there's that wave of breath that travels all the way up. So visualize it traveling from the tip of the tailbone up through the body, right the way up to the crown of the head. And then as you pause, then there's an exhale that comes all the way back down. It's like a wave, like I say, just gently washing through the body, creating a feeling of space, of rest. Allowing yourself just a couple of minutes. And knowing that it is completely natural for your brain to think of a million things that you could be doing right now. Acknowledging it, maybe even thanking it for the reminders, and then saying, I'm just going to concentrate on my breathing for the minute. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Know where else you need to be right now. So we're going to hold this for about another minute. And in terms, I often get asked about how long we should hold restorative poses, and there's no hard and fast rule, but generally I would say about 5 minutes if you can. 20 minutes is a dream ticket. But if you're really busy, then I would highly recommend holding the pose for just as long as it takes for someone to notice that you're missing. You know, if you've got young kids in the house, or dogs, or, you know, a whirlwind of stuff going on, then something is better than nothing. Poses like this, where you've got that little lift at the back of the body, you can do these for just 5 minutes before you fall asleep at night. Yesterday's pose about putting the legs up on the bed. Take 5 minutes at the end of the day. You brushed your teeth, you've got your jammies on. Lay down, give yourself 5 minutes rest, and you'll feel infinitely better. Okay, one more breath all the way in, all the way out. Oh, I could stay here forever. If you have got more time, then I would urge you to stay here. If, unfortunately, like me, you've got to get on with your day, we're going to roll on to the side. So you'll feel you've got that little lift now on the side of the body. Prop underneath the head. Nice big deep breath in. Nice big deep breath out. And then I want you to use your hands. So you're not going to roll yourself up, you're going to use the hands. Press them down into the floor. Lift yourself all the way up, slowly, slowly. And that's going to unroll. I want you to bring yourself back up to your comfortable seat. Let the shoulders roll down your back. Find that natural length in the spine. Sometimes it can feel a little bit more grounding to push the fingers down onto the floor rather than rest them on your knees. So you're going to do that just for a minute. As you breathe in, push down into the fingertips, reach the spine up nice and tall. Exhale. Relax, 2 more breaths here and then we're done. Blink the eyes open. You're going to breathe in, really stretch the arms up. Maybe a little wiggle into the ribs, the side of the body, and then exhale. Let it come down, flex, stretch, wiggle it out, however it feels good. And then give yourself a pat on the back, a round of applause, you are done.